Good day and welcome to UIF Moshe. This is week 2's video, part 2. I hope everybody can see the screen. I don't have the most expensive recording equipment, but we are going to try and assist as far as possible, and I hope everybody can see the screen. So firstly, what we will be doing is we are going to discuss now submitting an unemployment UIF claim. So first things first, we will need to go to www.ufiling.co.za to access the home page. The home page looks like this, and then we can get started. All right. So first things first, in the top right hand corner you will click on register. Then you will see a list of terms and conditions by the Labor Department. You click the box yes and you say continue. We then proceed. Then once that has happened, it's going to ask you to make a username for yourself. When we make a username, it will be something that you will always remember. Maybe use your ID number. That's something you won't forget. The title here will either be Mr. or Miss or Mrs. If you are married. Then your initials will obviously be your first name, your second name, or what. If you've only got one name, it will only be the initial of your first name. Your full name as it appears on your ID document. Your surname as it appears on your ID document. Then the next step would be to select whether you are a passport holder or a South African ID. Then you can submit your identification number here. Next step is registration preferred contact. Please always select SMS. We have found many times that when you select email, you don't get the activation email, and that just causes a lot of havoc. So here you can also select SMS. It's not on this manual at the moment, but if you go on the drop down, you can select SMS and then you enter your number here, and you click register. Then you will skip this whole part where it says where it sends you the email to activate your account, and this is what we want to alleviate, that you're not receiving this email, then you can't activate your account, and then you sit with a problem and you can't access your uFiling profile. So when you've selected SMS, this temporary password that you see here will come to your number of choice. Then what you will do is it will now bring you here. It will say your account has been registered. Then you put your username here that you've chosen, and you put in that password that they've SMS'd you. Then you say log in, and then it's going to bring you to a page here. So that temporary password, that P# temporary password, you're going to capture in here. Your password hint, always make it your password, because if you're ever going to forget it, you're going to request your password hint, and that way you can always just know what your password was, and it's not necessary to reset your password again. Your password needs to contain one capital letter, 8 characters in total, so one capital letter, the rest can be small letters, one special key, which is an @ or an exclamation mark, etc., and a numerical number, at least one. So usually what we do is we say, let's say for example, my name is Mignon, so I put capital M Mignon @01, and that would be the password. Right, then you say apply. Then you're going to go to the next step. The next step will ask you security questions. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, and then they fail vetting, and then you need to make contact with the labor department to unlock your profile, and it's just, yes, it's not an easy task. So yeah, you're going to say continue. Then you're going to see they're going to ask you security questions. Do you or have you ever lived at one of the following physical addresses? Now, this might be something that you don't remember, or it might be a previous employer whose details are on here. You might not know. But if you do recognize one, then you click on it and you will then say next. If you don't recognize any of them, then you say none of the above. Then it's going to ask you a postal address. Please also then check if you recognize any of them. If you don't recognize any of them, then you say none of the above. Then it's going to ask you, have you ever had any of the following email addresses? If you don't recognize any of them, none of the above. Number, none of the above. Employers, this is where you need to, most of this time, employers' details are accurate, so you can then check which employer you were previously employed with, and you can select that one. It might be years back, the employers, so just try and refresh your memory there. Then once you're done, you push next. And let's say, for example, you get this message, vetting failed, right? So that happens often because some of the information that the department has is information that we don't even know existed. So yes, then you get this message and now you are so confused, you don't know what to do next. Please don't worry. This is something that other people don't know, and I'm sharing with you today. So I'm just bringing this screen over here. I just want to move the camera a little bit up. So this back button here, right? So when you get this vetting failed, please don't go and exit the screen. Push the back button. Then what it's going to do is it's going to take you back to the beginning of all these questions, right? Then you can have another go and see if you can get those questions right. And if you fail again, then push the back button and try again until you succeed. Please remember that if you close this screen, and you push that exit button there at the top, or you push here, log out, you will not be able to go back. So please remember that. Watch this video carefully, right? So now if you got past vetting, then you're going to get to this screen, okay? So yeah, you're going to put your full names. Well, your full names will already appear here. You can then put your mobile number here. It will already appear here because you registered with it. Here you can put your email address. Here you put your address details if they are not correct. And then you say update. Right. Now you go to the next page. Okay. Now we are applying for unemployment benefits. Right. So first things first, before we apply for any unemployment benefits, I want you to go and check if your employment history is up to date. So you're going to go there to employment. Once you've clicked there on employment, it's going to say, give you an option to view your employment declarations. Then you click on view declarations. Okay, so I've taken the liberty to open John Doe's past claim and quickly gone to his employment history or her employment history to show you what employment history looks like, right? So at the top will be the company's name, which I'm not going to show you now. And here you will see, this is now for 2016 information. There's a start working date, and here is all the salaries stipulated. I've now clicked on page 2. So here you can see, here's no information, right, for that month over there. Here's information all the way through here. Okay. So, and here's no information again. So these gaps here will cause rejection on your claim. Okay. So let's just go to the next page. And then here, this information is updated. I'm not going to show you the employer. I did by accident just now, but anyway. So here, now you can see here, this is updated. There it shows end work date, and this was dismissed. Okay, so the only information that's missing here is these 2 months, right? All right, so I'm just going to close this now. Actually, let's just move this over here. All right, and I'm going to go back to our manual. Right, so now you've checked your employment information. Your employment information, if it's missing anything, then you will need to send your salary schedule and your UI-19 to the Department of Labor. If your information is updated, it will not be necessary to send your documentation to the Department of Labor. However, they might request this at a later stage. So just to be safe, always send your documents, whether it's updated or not. I know I said you don't need to, but just send it for in case, right? Okay, so now we've started. So you see there's a little bit of information. If there's no information, you're not going to be able to start your claim. You're going to then have to go to the department to get it updated. That is only if there's no information. If there's one block with information and the rest is not filled in, you can still apply. But if there's no information, then you will not be able to apply. You will first need to go to the department to get your employment updated. All right, so you click on unemployment, you say apply. Okay, then it's going to bring you to this screen. Here you say you accept the terms and conditions, and you say next. Then it's going to ask you to capture your banking details. Here you capture your banking details. Please note that if you put your banking details incorrectly, then you are not going to be able to put them in again. You're going to have to send a UI 2.8 form to the Department of Labor, and it's a tedious process to get it changed. Right, please remember that if you are a female and you have recently got married and your surname changed, please make sure that the account holder, that your surname here matches the surname that is on your profile. So what I mean is, if you come here and you go to manage profile, click on your profile. There you're going to see what your surname is or what it should be. So if you recently got married, then you will need to go and change your surname at the bank first before updating these details. Then you can just as well exit this screen, keep your login details, go change your banking details at the bank first, and then come back and do this process. All right. Okay, so now you've done your banking details, you say next. I'm sorry if my screen doesn't show everything. Then it's going to confirm your personal details. Don't say update, just say next. Okay. Then it's going to ask you for your occupation. You can go and click there what your occupation, your qualification, right. And here it's asking you something very important. Have you returned to work? So if you've been unemployed for only 1 month and you started working again, please don't apply. You're not going to get paid out for that 1 month. Rather keep your credits for when you really need it. If you've been unemployed for 6 months, then yes. Then you go ahead and you claim for those 6 months that you were unemployed. However, most of the time you have not returned to work. If you've been retrenched, then you say no, and then it will not give you this option here. If you say yes, you're going to have to put in the new employer's name and the telephone number and the date that you started. All right. Here. So let's say, for example, you were retrenched, you're on retirement, whatever the case may be, dismissal. You always say, are you a work seeker? Yes. Are you capable to work? Yes. Always these two yes. Otherwise, your claim will be rejected if you do not have a specific reason and proof thereof, right? Then next, if you went through a constructive dismissal and you went to CCMA, then you will need to specify your CCMA code over here. If you did not, you just say no and you say submit. And there we go. Application for benefits have been successfully submitted, right? So this is the procedure visually, and we hope that you do not receive any issues or get any issues. If you do, please do not hesitate to contact us. We would be happy to help. You can contact us on 081 395 2946, or alternatively you can email us on info@uifmorshay.com. Please subscribe to our channel, and have a blessed day.